wants to know your take, man. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who you got?
No, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
With huge anticipation surrounding the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, boxing legends have started sharing bold predictions. Lennox Lewis even posted a simulation of the fight on Instagram, imagining how it might unfold, showing both fighters clashing inside a virtual cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
In that simulation, the outcome was quick and brutal. Within moments, Jake Paul was knocked down hard, his head hitting the canvas before Tyson's hand was raised in victory, showing a clear and dominant knockout.
Time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Iron Mike Tyson has graced the octagon. Tyson is ready to fight.
And here it is all over. I have to think this is going the distance, and he's dead.
Former opponent Tyron Woodley agreed with this prediction, saying age doesn't matter in this case. He believes Tyson's experience gives him a massive advantage, and that even now, Tyson's muscle memory alone could produce dangerous combinations.
At the end of the day, Mike Tyson, just watching the dude hit f***ing pass in the bag, like, I always have this inside joke. They be like, how much would you have to get paid to fight Mike Tyson? I'm like, I'll never be able to spend it. Like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he's fighting the one fighter that most people fear. And I feel like 58, 27, the age is not a factor. That's a wash, right? Experience level obviously is going to go to Mike Tyson. But Jake's got a screw loose.
Woodley also emphasized Tyson's terrifying power, claiming he could seriously damage someone with a single punch. He added that Tyson has forgotten more boxing skills than Jake Paul has learned, and if Paul gets knocked out, it wouldn't be surprising at all.
Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson, I don't give a f***, he's 70. You're going to have to put at least an ounce of respect on his name. Mike Tyson right now, off muscle memory alone, he can have a flashback, right? He can step on the wrong eggshell and let off a combination that can kill most people. No bullshit. He has the power and ability to shift organs in your body if he hits you with the right force, right? So I think he forgot more technique than Jake Paul has ever learned in his life.
UFC fighter Matt Brown believed this fight puts Jake Paul in a completely unfavorable position, calling a clear lose-lose situation. He explained that while the fight will generate massive attention, money, and viewership, especially with major platforms like Netflix expect to be involved, the long-term impact on Paul's reputation could be negative either way. According to Brown, if Jake Paul loses to a man nearing 60, it would seriously damage his credibility as a boxer. On the other hand, even if he wins, critics will dismiss the victory because of Tyson's age, making it feel meaningless. Brown also suggested that Paul is intentionally stepping into the role of a villain or heel, knowing that people are more likely to watch if they want to see him get knocked out. In his view, the fight is less about real competition and more about entertainment, hype, and business, which is why it continues to attract so much global attention.
It's going to make money. You want me to say more than that? Is there a need to say more than that?
Well-known trainer Teddy Atlas offered a different view, admitting he has gained respect for Jake Paul. He said Paul has shown serious dedication, focus, and a clear vision in boxing.
I'm actually a fan of Jake Paul's, and I'll tell you why. The American dream. He had a vision, he had a belief. He went out there, he took all his YouTube, whatever you call those freaking things, all his YouTube followers. He went to a different platform, to a different arena. As I said, he had a vision for what he was going to do.
Atlas also mentioned Paul's fight with Tommy Fury, saying even though Paul lost, it was competitive. He praised Paul for respecting the sport and putting in real effort to improve over time.
He had the guts, he had the determination to go out there and color in that vision and take risks doing it. Yeah, everyone says he's fighting old guys, he's fighting guys that aren't real boxers, he's fighting guys that are boxers but they're not good boxers. All that. He has taken risks. He's been in there with MMA guys that, like I said about Ngannou, you know, they might have been a little older at the time. They might not have been purely a strike. Obviously, they were UFC champions, but they were champions. They were.
At the same time, many within the fighting community are genuinely surprised that Mike Tyson agreed to take this fight in the first place. Matt Brown openly questioned Tyson's motivation, pointing out that Tyson does not appear to be in financial trouble or desperate for a payday. Brown expressed confusion about why Tyson would return to such a high-profile and physically demanding bout at this stage of his life, especially after previously stating that he no longer wanted to be the aggressive fighter he once was. Despite this, Tyson has reportedly shifted his full focus toward preparing for the fight, committing himself to intense training ahead of the scheduled July showdown. This sudden dedication has left fans and analysts puzzled, as it contrasts with Tyson's earlier mindset, making the situation even more intriguing and unpredictable.
I'm not going against Iron Mike. I'm not going against Mike Tyson.
I'm not neither.
Mike Tyson is one of those guys that you see his name, I'm voting Mike Tyson. I'm going for Mike Tyson.
During a discussion on a podcast with Paul George, opinions were clearly divided. Some believe Jake Paul's youth will help him win, while others still trust Tyson's experience and power despite the age difference.
I don't care the age gap. Like, he
take it serious.
Actually fighting a boxer. Like, he's not fighting a MMA guy. He's not fighting a wrestler. He's not fighting an entertainer. He's fighting a boxer. I don't care how old the age gap is. He's fighting a.
In earlier statements, Mike Tyson did not hold back when analyzing Jake Paul's boxing abilities. He criticized Paul's technique, saying that his punches are easy to read and can be seen coming from a distance, even at his current age. Tyson confidently stated that if he were in proper shape, he would simply move forward aggressively and overpower fighters like Paul without relying on traditional boxing tactics. Supporting this perspective, legendary trainer Freddie Roach shared an incident where Tyson reportedly watched Jake Paul spar for only about 30 seconds before losing interest and walking away. Roach described Paul as more an average-level fighter rather than an elite one. However, Jake Paul strongly denied these claims, insisting that he never trained at Roach's gym and that Tyson has never actually seen him spar in person. This disagreement has only added more controversy and hype to the already highly anticipated fight.